Alright, still on our factorization episode. This is unit 3, where we'll be considering factorization of grouping of terms. I'm welcoming you back from unit 2b, and I believe you understand everything done in that unit, because of course the knowledge gained there will be applicable here. We are expected to be able to group together algebra of the same terms by the end of this lesson. Number 2, we should be able to factorize group terms. And number 3, we should be able to apply factorization of group of terms in other topics. These are just little things we've done before, but we are bringing them together now. Okay, so it's not hard, and I'm saying you're going to enjoy yourself. I'll be back very soon. Alright, here I have to factorize an expression containing 4 terms. You need to group them into pairs and then factorize each pair. That's just a major principle that is going to guide us through in this work. So let's see how we can use this following question to achieve our objectives. So question 1 here on this right hand side on the screen, I'm having x squared plus x minus x minus 1. So right here I'm having 4 terms, but I want to group them into 2. Okay, you can see each of the terms being indicated by the circle on your screen. So I've moved 2 of them away from the left towards the right, so there can be space to group them properly. So let me use brackets to do the proper grouping. Okay, I've grouped them in 2s. Now let me introduce addition sign so that what I'm writing here will be equal to what I have in the previous step. I need this addition. So with that done, let's see how I can factorize each of the pairs independently. So x is common to what I'm having here and here inside this first bracket. So use x to factorize the brackets. I'll be having a x plus 1. Then close the brackets. I believe you understand what I did. I use this x to divide this x squared to have s. I use this x to divide this plus x to have 1. Then the same thing, minus 1 is common to minus x and minus 1. Then let me open a bracket for that. I'll be using minus 1 to divide minus x. Minus cancels minus, and that's going to be what? Positive x. Then minus 1 divided by minus 1. Of course, we know that's going to be plus 1. Because minus again will also cancel minus. Then I close my brackets. So going back to factorization of large algebraic expression, you still remember in our 2b unit. Okay, so what do? X plus 1 is common. Okay, I'm even trying to distinguish them here by colors. So now let's factorize. X plus 1 is common. Then if x plus 1 is common, then here I'm left with a x, and here I'm left with a minus 1. Then my square bracket closed. Then with that, I can rewrite it and just use the right parenthesis without using a square bracket here. And this is my answer. I believe you're not confused. You shouldn't be confused. Let's move to question 2. Question 2 here, I'm having 4 terms as well. I'm trying to group them in 2s. Okay? So let me do a shift towards the right, just as you can observe the movement on your screen, so that I'll be able to do the factorization properly. So always remember to put an addition sign in between your brackets. This method is going to be used while factorizing quadratic expression or quadratic equation. Understanding it now means you won't have problem by the time we are doing that. Okay, y is common in this bracket. Y is there. So using y to factorize, you can have x minus u. And I believe you understand how I got that. Divide xy by y. Divide minus uy by y. You have this. Okay? Then the same thing here, what do you think is common here? A plus z is common. And that's it coming up. Then open your brackets. I'm having a hex here, then minus a u left. Close your brackets. Now going back to factorization of large expression in our unit 2b, what is common? X minus u is common. So okay, two different colors to show that we are just having two terms now. We've been able to get two terms out of the four terms we are having. So x minus u is common. Let's bring it out as a factor. The use of square brackets, and I'm having a y here outside there and a plus z here. So using the right parentheses, just want to get rid of this square bracket and use the right parentheses. And I'm done. By the time you expand this, you are going back to what I'm having here. I've not confused you. I know that. I can't confuse you now. I know you're getting it. I know you're smiling. You're not excusing your face. Now, question 3. A bit robust and looking scary, but it's not scary. But don't be scared, okay? It's simple. Okay, having four terms, okay? Now dividing them into two already. The two here are here, the two here are here. So let me bring up my brackets and the use of my addition sign. I know you're not strange to that again. So what is common here? What is common in this bracket? This first white bracket. 4. A 4 is there, a 4 is there. So a 4 is qualified. 3, a is raised to the power of 3 here. Here is raised to the power of 2. So it means that I can have a raised to the power of 2 here. A raised to the power of 2 is also present here. So that's why you have a raised to the power of 2 here. Okay, so I can have a raised to the power of 2 here is also here. Then, other thing, there is a y here. Nothing again, nothing is common again. So let me bring out my parentheses, then divide 4a raised to the power of 3y by the factor. What do you have? You have ay plus, divide this side also by the factor. You have this bx. Just close your brackets. What is common here and here? This is a minus 2, this is another minus 2. This is 2y. This is y raised to the power of 2. And this is just y raised to the power of 1. So I can have a minus 2y here. Common. So by the time I'm done dividing, what do I have? I have ay, okay, because this negative will cancel out this negative. This negative will also cancel out this negative, and they will become positive. Then plus bx. Just do the division. You will understand how I got this. I've been doing division. Okay, the division is what is there divided by minus 2y. I get ay. What is there divided by minus 2y? I got bx. And that's it, sir. And mass. So, writing out everything now in different colors, just to show the number of terms I'm having now. Then what is the common factor? This is ay plus bx. This is ay plus bx. That's my common factor. Bring it out, and here I'm left with 4a squared, and here I'm left with minus 2y. Yes, that's it. So in my square bracket, there is still a common factor. Maybe you can see it. This is a 4 here, and this is a 2. So 4 and 2 has a common factor of 2. So I need to bring out that 2. Okay, then by the time I bring out the 2, I'll be left with 2a squared here, and here I'll be left with a minus y. Yes, that's how it works. So now I'm already having this bracket multiplied by 2 multiplied by this bracket. So with that done, I can rearrange my answer and just bring this 2 forward there, and have this first bracket here, and have this one here. I just believe you understand what I did. This bracket multiplied by 2 multiplied by this bracket. So I just said now, this 2 multiplied by this bracket multiplied by this bracket. I've just done the same thing. Okay, just rearrangement. Because multiplication is what is in between the 3. Okay, I just believe that is understood. 4. These are fractions. How do we handle them? Group them into 2 directly. Group them into 2. Then let's look at the numerator in the first bracket, we have s squared and as. What is common to s squared and as? What do you think is common? I think as is common. Okay? Please don't forget to make use of this addition sign. As is common. Okay? So, with that s common, let's look at the denominator side of the first bracket. This is a 6 and this is a 4. What is common to both 6 and 4? A 2 is common, I think. Am I too fast? No. Yes? Okay. A 2 is common. And if that is it, then factorize the numerator by x. Factorize the denominator by what? By 2. So, x in s squared, you have a x. Okay. 2 in 6, 3. Okay. I believe you understand. This is x. Divide this s squared, you have this s. This 2 divide this 6, you have 3. So you have your negative sign. As divided by 4 is the next thing. So you say this x dividing ax, you are left with a divided by this 4 divided by this 2. Then you are left with a 2. Close your brackets. Okay? Now I'm bringing out a negative here. I'm ignoring this positive actually. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing here. But I just have to put it there. Now, in factorizing, this first sign is what I must use here. If I'm having a positive here, I will use a positive here. If I'm having a negative here, I will use a negative here. Now, bringing out this negative already, what is common to bx and ab? I think ab. Okay? ab is common. So if ab is common, then over what is common to 9 and 6? What is common? A common factor. That's 3. So I've gotten the common factor. Open your bracket and you will have x over 3. Don't let me assume you understand. bx here divided by this b, you have your x. This 9 divided by this 3, you have your 3. Minus y minus again. This is a minus here. You are saying a minus b here divided by a plus ab. So plus divided by minus is what? Is a minus. So you're having a minus there. So your AB divided by minus B, you're having minus A over your 6 here divided by 3. What's the answer? That's 2. The parenthesis. But before we close the parenthesis, do we have a common factor already? This is x over 3 minus A over 2. This is x over 3 minus A over 2. Okay? So I think we have a common factor already, and I can just pick one of them because it's common. Then I can say x over 2 minus b over 3. Oh, it's not strange. Going back to our 2b work, factorizing large algebraic expression. So what's common here? This is a term, this is a term. What's common? X over 3 minus a over 2 is common to both. So you bring it out. Then what do you have left? X over 2 here, x over 2 here, minus b over 3 here, minus b over 3 here. I've not done anything strange. Only that I'm dealing with fraction here, but I've been doing the same thing. The same thing. Any other thing? I think I'm done. That's my answer. Okay? Question 5. I want you to attempt this question 5 on your own first before we continue. I'm going to do it here, but please attempt it. Pause your video, work on it. And mind you, even other examples, you need to pick your pen, work on them personally, and make sure you attempt them. Doesn't matter either you get it now or later, please. That is how what you're learning can stay with you. Okay? Pick your pen and just do it again yourself and check your answers. Alright, I believe you attempted the question well and you were not scared. You shouldn't be scared, okay? So, now, grouping them into 2. Not forgetting my addition sign. Okay? So, if I've grouped them in 2s, so let's see what is common between x and 1 here at the numerator side. 1 is common. 1 is common to x and 1, okay? Now, what is common to 8a and 2ay in the denominator? I think a 2a is common. 2 is common to 8 and 2. Okay, and A is common here. A is here, A is here. So A is common. So I have a 2A here. Open my parentheses and let's factorize the numerator. So factorizing the numerator, we're having x divided by, now this is 8a. 2a divided by 8a is going to be 4. Wow, very fast. Then my addition sign here. So I'm still having 1 divided by, this is 2ay divided by the 2a here. So numerator is factorizing numerator. Denominator is factorizing denominator. That's the principle. Then I'm left with y. Close that parenthesis. Then plus the same thing here. X and 1. The highest common factor is 1. Then coming to the denominator, this is 8b and this is 2by. What is going on here? A 2b is common. Yes. So if that is it, then let's open our parentheses. I can have a x divided by, I think, a 4. Then plus, I can have a 1 divided by a y. And I know I've not confused you. The numerator is factorizing the numerator. The denominator is factorizing the denominator. Pick them one by one and factorize them. You will understand. Okay? 1 divides x is x. 1 divides this one is 1. Okay? 2b divides 8 is 4. 2b divides 8b is 4. 2b divides 2by is a y. Close your parentheses and what will happen now is that I have a common factor already. X over 4 plus 1 over y is already a common factor. Then open a parenthesis, I will be having 1 over 2a plus 1 over 2b. This operation is not strange. You understand. And I'm not assuming. You have been following well. You should understand. If that is true, then let's rewrite. And in the second bracket, if you can see with me that I'm having 1 over 2 here, and I'm having 1 over 2b here, and I think something is common. Can you see? Maybe you can see. A 1 over 2 is common actually. Yeah, a 1 over 2 is common. So I need to bring out a 1 over 2 here. Open my parentheses. What am I having left here? I'm having a 1 over a, and I'm having a 1 over b. Yes. I'm having a 1 over a, and I'm having a 1 over b. With my parentheses closed. So here I'm having the golden bracket multiplied by a half multiplied by the white bracket. That is what I'm having. And that's my final answer. But I need to rearrange such that this half, 1 over 2 comes first here. Okay. See the movement. Then I'm having the 2 brackets followed. I know I've not confused you. I don't want you confused. If you are confused, let me know in the comment section or give me a call. I will respond, okay? Or on WhatsApp line. My details are in the description box. I will surely attend to it, okay? Now, I think the last one now, grouping them again and with the use of addition. So, x is common, and I'm left with 5x minus 2ay. Close the brackets. Y is common, because I told you that the sign here is what you're going to be using here. Then open your parentheses, you're still having a 5x minus y minus a. This is plus 2ay squared, all divided by minus y. So this addition and subtraction will become what? Dividing each other will become what? A negative. So I'm having minus 2ay again. I have a common factor. 5y minus 2ay is my common factor. Then I'm having x minus y. Dividing the two terms by my factor, you'll be having x minus y. Any question? At this section, we'll be drawing the curtain. The third objective, we're going to be doing it in another video, is just to show you places in advanced level where this particular topic of grouping and factorization is applied. And by the time we get to those advanced level, it looks like we have never done anything related before. But the problem is we've done them, we neglected them. Maybe you're an higher institution student, in your degree 1, you offered mathematics for biological sciences, MTH 105 or MTH 101, where you offer things around inequalities and other things like that you should find for the range of values of s in an inequality. or probably in this quadratic function where you have to express those alpha square plus beta square, in terms of alpha plus beta, alpha, beta, the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. I tell you, what builds you out is factorization and grouping. If you can get that, you can get anything, and they're not hard. We'll be doing a bit of that within a 10-minute video to show you, and by the time we get to those work properly, I know by then you will be fine. You won't have any challenge. But before then, we'll do quadratic expression and factorize it very well, because in those work you need to know how to handle quadratic equation. But if you can handle this, quadratic equation won't give you any headache. So thank you very much for your time. If you're new, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you won't be robbed of this good offer on this channel. And your thumb up and your comments actually does a lot. You can tell a friend about the channel, and make sure you make use of every information available in the description box. There is a class work waiting for you there. Thank you very much. I see you again in 3B.
Righteousness is reigning here. Righteousness is reigning.